Welcome to Little Newton. Fractions, skill number 10, word problems, part 2 whole model, unitary method. Mr. Rodriguez always saves 11/12 of his monthly salary. If his monthly salary is increased by 276 pesos, his monthly savings will be 5,588 pesos. How much is Mr. Rodriguez's monthly salary before the increase? Let's break down the question and understand it, shall we? Mr. Rodriguez always saves 11/12 of his monthly salary. Do we know how much Mr. Rodriguez's salary is? No, we do not. But we do know that Mr. Rodriguez saves a fraction of his monthly salary. If we were to divide Mr. Rodriguez's salary into 12 equal parts, 11 out of the 12 equal parts would make up the amount that he saves. If his monthly salary is increased by 276 pesos, his monthly savings will be 5,588 pesos. Do we know how much Mr. Rodriguez's salary is after the increase? No, we have no idea. But we do know with his additional 276 peso increase in salary, his savings will become 5,588 pesos each month. How much is Mr. Rodriguez's monthly salary before his salary increase? The question asks us to find Mr. Rodriguez's salary before the 276 peso increase. Alright, now that we've understood the question, let's move on to solve this word problem. Step number 2. Decide an approach using our decision guide. Heuristics decision guide. Could you represent the problem using a model or a diagram? If yes, use the model method. Step number 3. Carry out the plan, solve the problem using our selected approach, the part-to-whole model, and the unitary method. First, let's use a rectangle to represent his monthly salary before the increase. From the question, we know that Mr. Rodriguez always saves 11/12 of his monthly salary. Let's divide the rectangle into 12 equal parts or 12 units. So, 11 units represent the amount of money Mr. Rodriguez saves from his salary. We also know that sometime later, Mr. Rodriguez's monthly salary is increased by 276 pesos. Let's use a smaller rectangle to represent the additional 276 pesos and attach it to Mr. Rodriguez's diagram. So what do you think will Mr. Rodriguez do with his additional 276 pesos? Yes, he will save part of it because he always saves 11/12 of his monthly salary no matter what the amount is. So, the amount he saves from 276 pesos is equal to 276 pesos multiplied by 11 and divided by 12 equals 253 pesos. So, 11/12 of the additional 276 pesos will be saved as part of the new savings, which is equal to 5,588 pesos after the increase. Can you see that Mr. Rodriguez's new savings is equal to 11 units plus the savings from 276 pesos, which is equal to 253 pesos? Do you understand? Great! Let's move on to the next part. 11 units plus 253 pesos equals 5,588 pesos. 11 units is equal to 5,588 pesos minus 253 pesos equals 5,335 pesos. 1 unit is equal to 5,335 divided by 11 equals 485 pesos. Mr. Rodriguez's salary before the increase is equal to 12 units. 12 units is equal to 485 multiplied by 12 equals 5,820 pesos. Thus, Mr. Rodriguez's salary before the increase is 5,820 pesos. Let's move on to check our answers and ensure they are correct. From our answer, Mr. Rodriguez's salary is 5,820 pesos before the increase. After the increase, Mr. Rodriguez's salary is 5,820 pesos plus 276 pesos equals 6,096 pesos. He always saves 11/12 parts of his salary. So his new savings is equal to 6,096 pesos multiplied by 11, then divided by 12 equals 5,588 pesos, which is consistent with the value given in the question. Therefore, we know our answer is correct.